Apex over here. Got a little Destiny for you. Got the new Rise of Iron expansion coming out next week, and got the weapon changes for it last week. I want to talk a little bit about that and what to expect of the meta going into Rise of Iron. Now, first thing I want to cover is hand cannons. Hand cannons are still going to see ghost bullets. The developers are aware of it. They don't intend on changing the mechanics that cause ghost bullets. If you can picture this, imagine a cone extending out from your barrel to your target. Your bullet's going to fall anywhere within that cone, so it won't necessarily always hit right on that red dot every single time. Now, there are some stats that will tighten up that cone, such as range and accuracy, but you're still going to see ghost bullets going into Rise of Iron, so keep that in mind. The competitive archetype for assault rifles is still going to be the fast rate of fire assault rifles. So it's going to be like your Soul Stealer's Claw and your Doctrine of Passing. They did see a mag size nerf, but it won't change one-on-one gun battles very much. What it will change is if you're fighting multiple targets, you're going to have to reload somewhere in there, more than likely. I don't really see the other assault rifle archetypes being nearly as competitive. So if you do have one, that's great. I just feel like you're kind of handicapping yourself, to be quite honest. And that also goes with the pulse rifles, the slow rate of fire pulse rifles. Don't really suggest using those because the fast rate of fire pulse rifles are much more dynamic, much better across broader ranges. I really like the Hawksaw and the Grasp Malik, those fast rate of fire pulse rifles, because they are really great at close range and they are great at mid range and can compete with scout rifles at long ranges. So it's actually my favorite weapon type, to be quite honest. And I highly suggest getting a Hawksaw if you haven't already from the vendor before the that awesome roll goes away. Scout rifles are going to be where they have been at this entire time, which is great at long range and mid range, but they are going to struggle at close range, so I highly suggest pairing a scout rifle with something like a fusion rifle or shotgun. Speaking of special weapons, I don't really see sidearms being all that viable. They did change it a little bit, but why use a sidearm to get that short to mid range kill when you can just use a fusion rifle and get them in one hit? If you're intending on getting a or using a special weapon within that range, I would suggest just using a fusion rifle. Fusion rifles haven't really seen much of a change, so I expect them still to be great at that short to mid range. Shotguns, you're going to see a lot more shotguns, and that's because of the sniper nerf. Now with snipers, when you're aiming down sight, it's going to be a lot more flinch if they're taking hits while trying to aim down sight. Because of this, it's going to scare a lot of people away from using sniper rifles, so I would expect to see a lot more shotgun users going into Rise of Iron. Shotguns haven't really been changed a whole lot. They're still a beast at close range, and if that's the type of special weapon you want, something for close range, I mean, they're always going to be great choices. Now, shotguns, I highly suggest something like a Party Crasher. You know, that Fellwinter's Party Crasher type archetype, which is very high impact and high range, but low stability and rate of fire. That's because you only need one shot to get the kill, so you want it to be lethal at a longer range. So something like a Party Crasher or Matador is going to be what you want to go to for shotguns. Rocket launchers saw a little bit of a nerf. I don't really expect to see much change, honestly, in heavy weapons, though, because rockets are still going to be one-hit kill compared to machine guns, which take multiple hits. But you might see machine guns be a little bit more competitive because of that. But, you know, that's just my feeling on the meta going into Rise of Iron. So hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and thanks for watching, guys.